Good evening, ladies. It's so good to be here, and I'm so excited to be doing this for you and with you. Once again, I'm so excited to be here, and I I love conversation, and I just miss everything that we used to talk about and learn so much from. So we're back again with the right show, and we're going to be learning a lot more than we've been learning before. We're back and better. So once again, you're welcome to the right show, and you are about to be learning one of the amazing topics that leads to divorce in many marriages, that leads to broken homes, that leads to broken people, that leads to scattered marriages, right? And that is marrying wrongly. And that was why I tagged this particular session to be marry right, not marry fast. We're going to exploring how to overcome pressure and understanding the dangers of desperation. Trust me, many persons are very desperate about marriages. They do not even know it, right? Many persons don't know what they're getting into. So many ladies, I have seen them, I have counseled them, I have talked to them. They are so fixated on wedding safe, not even married, right? They want to walk down the aisle, they want to pepper somebody, they want to, you cannot. While some person will tell me that, oh Victoria, you don't understand, my parents are exerting so much pressure, my younger siblings are married, I'm just the only one here. I'm not discarding your feelings. I'm not discarding how you feel among so many persons getting married, societal pressure, algorithm that are not going easy on you. I'm not discarding how you feel. I'm not discarding the pressure that is coming with it, but there is a way to manage it. And one of the ways to manage it is first understanding why desperation is not going to take you anywhere. Desperation will not take you anywhere. Rushing to want to land a man, I need people need to understand what marriage is. I tell people every time, and you will almost hear me say it in all my videos that the number of years you spend single is little compared to the number of years you spend married. Trust me, the number of years you spend single is little compared to the number of years you spend married. Right? If you marry at 25, you'll be in your marriage for like 30 to 40 years. Even you're married, okay, you're definitely gonna live long. Be in your marriage for about 50 years. So why rush? Why the rush? Right? Why the rush? Especially when you clearly know that this person is not the right person, right? This is just the first stage of the class, first part of the class. We're going to be having this second class next week, and it's going to be more succinctly explained and discussed than this. So I'm just going to really explore the dangers of desperation. So one of the ways you can understand that you are becoming desperate is that you become too focused on wedding, you become too focused on marriage. Like every part of your day, you're always fixated. Any guy that comes around you, you're already bothered about, is it the one? Is it not the one? You ask questions every time. You are always talking about relationship. That's one of the signs that you're becoming desperate. Secondly, you are always interacting with relationship videos online. That can also be a sign. Thirdly, every guy that comes around looks like a potential husband. That can also be a sign of desperation, right? Fourthly, you are always trying to push yourself to people that do not even care about you. Like you see guys and you want to text them, you want to keep in touch, you are already acting like you are their wife. You're the wife, father. That can also be a sign of desperation. So I'm going to just be telling you what desperation is, what desperation is going to do to you, and what's not calming down or not taking your time to make the right decision is going to do for you. I'm going to be explaining that subtly in this class, then proceed to our other class. Although I'm going to give you a few tips on how to wait and wait rightly also. So the first one I have is when you become desperate, you begin to make poor decisions. It affects your decision making. I remember there was this lady I was counseling not so long, and she was talking about how that this guy is not like the guy she wants, he's not as godly as she wants, he's not financially buoyant, he's not no, she just he doesn't love her as much, doesn't care about her, like she does the calling, she does so much and he's not doing anything in return, he's an alcoholic, the list goes on and on, right? And she was trying to this went on and on, she was trying to explain to me the fact that he is not looking like it. And I was trying to talk to her, I was trying to counsel her, and it was more like the more I tried to explain to her, the more adding her words because she felt like she's close to 40 and nobody's going to understand what she's going through. Nobody's going to. What I do not advocate for late marriage, advocate for right marriage. A broken relationship is not a broken home. You don't want to be. I know many persons that are married now, they want to be single again. I don't want that to be your lot, right? There are many pages on social media where people, you must have seen it now, please hide my name, please hide my identity. A lot of women coming out to share their frustration, right? Why not clearly open your eyes? Why decide to jeopardize your future? Why decide to throw your peace to pigs? Why decide to that say don't cast your tails before swine, before pigs? They will not appreciate it. Why decide to just throw caution to the wind and neglect your sanity, neglect what means the most to you just because you want to be married? You can see clearly all of these signs. Like I said again, the number of years you spend as a single person cannot be compared to the number of years you spend as a married person. So when you become desperate to make poor decisions, you are just completely fixated on the marriage. You're completely fixated on, you know, I just want to be a wife. I just want to be married, and you don't even pay attention to the red flags. Somebody said something that they are one of the very hard people to counsel are ladies that are in love. And I talk to ladies, so I know what it is. They are so hard to counsel. Ladies that are in love, they are very hard to counsel, right? Again, I would reiterate that it is better to be single than to be married and craving singleness. The number of years you spend single is little compared to the number of years you spend as a married person. So when you become desperate, you make excuses for flaws, right? One of the ways to there's a way you can be in love with a person and then you are still very attentive to their flaws and you are willing to help them manage it. And if they're not willing to manage it, they're not teachable enough, you walk away. But there are some ladies that they just justify everything. Oh, you already defined your values. You know the kind of man you want. You want him godly. You want him intelligent enough to be able to parent your kids. You want him intelligent enough to be able to guide you, to be able to, be resourceful enough to advance you guys, advance your life, and get to your desired future, right? And then because of desperation, you just have this man in your life that is not even looking like it. He's not godly. He's nothing. The only thing that makes him a man is his manhood, tricep and biceps and his beard, mustache. You know clearly that this is not the man, this is not the picture that you already pictured in your mind, right? But because you want someone to walk you down the high, because you want to do wedding, you want to post for the gram, you want to do romance, you want to do my fiance, you want to do you just throw everything to the wind, throw your future to the wind, throw your peace to the wind, throw your sanity to the wind, you throw the quality of the kids you want to give birth to, you throw everything to the wind just because you want to land a spouse, just because you want to be married, right? So desperation helps it also make you make poor decisions. You justify red flags, you just cancel them. So do not, when you notice a sign of desperation in you, trash it immediately. Another thing desperation does is to make you lose your self-worth. There are so many ladies that some people reach out to me and they tell me that, oh, this guy doesn't pick my call. He doesn't talk to me. He can go 4 5 days without talking to me. I'm the one that will be calling him. I don't understand. Someone that doesn't reach out to you. Yeah, I understand that guys can be busy. A man love language, I think, is first is work, right? Sometimes you'll be tempted to even ask yourself if he loves his work more than you. So men can be so attached to their work, especially choleric men. They can be so even melancholic men. They can be so attached to their work that they may not even pay as much attention to their spouse as you. But it's not like going 3 days, 4 days without an explanation. No, 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 that's not love. That you're literally begging for love, and it's going to if you beg a man to stay, you're going to beg him to stay almost all through the rest of your relationship, your marriage, if you end up getting married together. Do you understand? So, and that make you lose yourself for because you begin to beg him. Men are wired to chase, right? There's nothing that you guys have to tell me. Like people ask a lot of questions. Can I talk to a man? Can I ask him out? Men are wired to chase. Any man you chase, you keep chasing almost all through the rest of your life. Do you know why men are wired to chase? Do you know why men should chase? Do you know why you should allow a man come for you? Because we embody so much emotions that brings that we need a man that has chased us to cater for. There are times where there's this roller of coaster of emotions that we face as ladies. Sometimes your body just giving mushy mushy. You're just feeling giddy. Like you just want somebody to call you. You just want to, you just want to disturb and just act in a very funny way. Now imagine a man that you did the chasing. Like I mean, you have to beg him for everything. You can't be there to cater for this kind of thing, right? But a man that I was on my own. I don't understand that you want to marry me. I don't understand you want to date me. I don't come and beg you. Now I want to talk to you. I'm feeling like talking to you. I don't feel good. I don't feel. If you switch up and try to get angry, it's going to beg you. It's going to try to come around. It's going to cater for the roller coaster of your emotions because he did the chasing. For all of these things, you cannot do it when you chase the guy. And as little as that is, it just balances your sanity, and it's not something to joke with. So yeah, you may begin to lose your self-worth. You don't see yourself as worth it. You don't see yourself as you are worth something good. Nobody likes you because you're falling in love with the wrong persons, and they're not even wrong. They just don't like you. They just don't see you as the kind of person they want to end up their life with. They want to spend the rest of their life with, right? So because you treat yourself as debt to them, you try to get into their space at all costs. You didn't even allow them to do the chasing. You went to them, they will not regard you as much, and it might leave you feeling like you don't have worth, right? It might leave you feeling like nobody likes me, all of those things. Another thing the expression does for you, it makes you vulnerable to manipulation. People can manipulate you, right? She doesn't. I've heard of a lot of ladies that they got scammed of their money, they got scammed of their resources. There was this guy I was liking one time, and I love his physique, I love how handsome he was. He spoke very good English, and I was just feeling like, okay, I was kind of liking him, right? He came first, but all of a sudden he just zoomed off. 2 days, 3 days, he wouldn't talk to me, he wouldn't check. I will have to After 3 days, I will have to call him with my airtime, and sometimes even recharge for him, right? And it was still a lot of things. It was really manipulating me. At some point, I would recharge for him. I would send him data just because I wanted us to keep in touch. I mean, I was subtly manipulated, and that's what desperation does to you when you're desperate about being in a relationship, especially when a guy is clearly not interested in you. You will be vulnerable to manipulation. He can manipulate you. He will rob you of your money, he will rob you of your body, he will rob you of so many things, and rob you of even your time, and your time will be ruined of your life, and you will lose out on a lot of things. So desperation makes you vulnerable to manipulation, right? And it happens to ladies too, it happens to guys too, right? You want to get married. Ladies can smell desperation. And I tell ladies more that guys can tell that you're desperate much more than you can, right? Much more than you can. And when they see that this person is desperate, they take advantage of you. Some people can take advantage of you. So desperation makes you vulnerable to manipulation, and you don't even know it until you are already robbed and stripped of a lot of things. Another thing desperation does for you, makes you settle for less. I talked earlier about the lady that I counseled. She was close to 40, I was trying to talk to her. She was crying, talking to me about how that this guy she's preparing to get married to. It was about 2 months to her wedding. She was telling me that it doesn't even look like kids. She's not the kind of man she wanted. And she was just crying over and over and over again. And I tried talking to her, but she insisted. She was just trying to say that, Victoria, I'm old. Victoria, my siblings are married already. I'm the first child. My younger brothers are married. She just kept on saying a lot of things, right in tears. And the knowledge I had at the time, I felt like she was already too old. It's going to be unfair for me to counsel her at a marriage. I won't do that now. If you like, you're 50. If your guy is not the right person, I'm going to break that relationship. If you don't listen, I'll break it in prayers. Don't try me. So that was an enlightened note. Yes, but it makes you settle for less. The expression makes you settle for less. You just end up getting married to the wrong person, right? Makes you. There are many ladies that I know that got married to someone that they didn't want to get married to because you were desperate. You just wanted to be a wife. You just wanted to walk down the aisle. You just wanted to post for the ground. You just wanted their parents to stop stressing them. Your parents would not matter in the grand scheme of things. They lived their life. I always tell people your parents have lived their life. Let's you want to give most of our parents, we want to give them a number of years at all. The highest you can give them is maybe 40 years or 50. You could give them long life. And they're going to leave this planet Earth and leave you to your decisions, leave you to the consequences of your decisions. They've lived their life already. They will not live in that marriage. I know how to respectfully talk to my parents. This is your place. Please don't cross it. Please don't get into my emotions and make me so desperate that I end up marrying the wrong person. Do you understand? So desperation makes you settle for less. Another thing desperation does for you, it makes your emotion unstable or unstable. There's emotional instability comes with desperation, right? If today you're depressed, tomorrow you're not mentally balanced, next tomorrow you're losing your peace. I just feeling worked up and disturbed because you're desperate to get married. Right. So it affects your emotional stability. Another thing is it damage your relationships. When desperate people get into relationships, they are all over the place. You are not complete. The fact that you are desperate to get married is that you don't even feel a sense of completeness, right? You don't feel like you are worth being alone. You're not seeing yourself as someone worthy of just being alone, pursuing your life and just working towards a purpose. Do you understand? So when you feel yourself, when you have a good sense of esteem, a good sense of self worth, it helps you manage your relationships. It keeps your relationship healthy. But because many persons already lost their sense of self esteem, and that's how they fall into desperation, they begin to look for a partner that will complete them. I'm not saying that your partner cannot fill up for your flaws, but there's some people that they want their partner to be their found maker in their life. They want him to do everything that you cannot do for yourself. That's one thing desperation does for you. You leech on the other person, right? You leech. I'm a busy woman. Oh, I'm a productive woman. I have things I'm doing. I want to read it. I want to read that. I go to work. I want to post content. There's just a lot of things going on in my life. If I have, I want to be if I want to be in a relationship, I'm going to be in a relationship with someone that has something going on in his life. He has a vision too, and his life is making sense. So that relationship, my relationship is going to be healthy because I have things I'm doing in my life. We reach out to each other, check on each other, talk about serious conversations. We're not listening on each other. I'm complete. I have a sense of completeness, right? I just need someone to partner with and for people put together, birth children together, which is the part of our purpose. They just make life better together, make impact together. Do you understand? There's a sense of completeness that if this person is not there, I'm fine. I'll still fulfill purpose. I'll still make money. I'll still make progress. I'll still do the things that I have to do without this person. But expression just takes away this sense of completeness. And when you get into a relationship, you're just leeching over the person. You are not appreciated and maximize your years of waiting. Do you understand? So waiting, you didn't wait to learn, you didn't wait. There are a lot of books I've read as a single person about marriage, a lot of podcasts, a lot of teachings. Trust me, I you don't have an idea of the amount of trainings that I've gone into my marital preparation. I maximize my waiting period, right? And if a guy come, I'm not going to just leech on him, and he's going to be happy to have me, right? Because I have invested enough in myself to be an asset to him and not just a property. Do you understand? So when you do not learn this, you don't maximize the waiting period, you don't do the things that you have to do while you're still single, you're going to damage your relationships, right? You're going to damage your relationships. And last one, which is also similar to the explanation I gave, is block spiritual or physical growth. When you are so desperate about relationship or marriage, you will most likely neglect your growth. You're not going to be growing the areas you're supposed to grow. Your waiting is a trust me, once you get married, you cannot be single again. Except you marry wrongly and you end up divorcing, which is why we're having this session. So you do not become a divorcee. Right? So you're expected to grow patiently but in your waiting season. Invest in yourself. Because there's something they call relationship bargaining power, and I've taught it before. There's a level to which you go, there's a kind of person that you cannot attract. You naturally withdraw mediocrity. I can put it to you for as a fact that there's some persons that cannot reach out to me. There's some guys that cannot ask me out. Why? You just be like, that girl, she don't too good, she don't happy pass me. I know it. I hear this thing, so I know what I'm saying. Just like that girl, she just happy pass me, oh, hey, waiting I want to for that relationship. It just happens like that. Do you understand? It just happens like that. It just happens like that. So there's a level to which you grow and even invest in yourself. There's a level to which you maximize your waiting period that you become an asset. No, but you can't just settle for a nobody. Do you understand? You can marry someone very influential. You can marry someone a high net worth individual. But when they have to do, what can you offer? What can you bring to the table? This is a question my Gen Z generation now ask. There's nothing you want to say, oh, I will cook for you. I would. A cook can do that. Anybody can cook for me. You can do that for me at KFC, at Chicken Republic, right? I can order food from Chowdeck and they bring it home. You understand? So there's more, you increase your relationship again power, RBP, when you invest in yourself, you naturally become mediocrity. So a few questions on how to wait wisely. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Get to know yourself first. Honestly, self-awareness is going to do a lot of things. I took time to understand my temperament. My temperament, not just my temperament, a lot of things that I've attached to it. My background, a lot of things that I've accumulated because of the family I came from. You know, they tell you that you're 60% your mother, some things I didn't like in my mom, some things I liked in my mom. So I started to analyze those things. So when the impact of those things are playing out, I can tell and I've learned and I'm still learning how to manage it so I don't make a mess of myself. Do you understand? So self-awareness is very key. The waiting period is a time to pay attention to these things. Learn, read books, study. Honestly, this version of me that people that reach out to me that they like me, they admire me, they would like to get to know me. If it was the 4 years ago, Victoria, I'm very sure that the kind of people that I now connect with, I would have them, honestly. As a matter of fact, I feel like when the person I'm going to get married to, I'm sure most likely not settle for the previous version of me. Right? So there's a level to which you become, you increase your relationship again power, like I said. So invest in yourself in your waiting period, invest, learn, understand yourself, understand how to relate to the men, understand people, learn about parenting, just become an asset that nobody gain so much knowledge, have spiritual depth, right? There's a level of maturity that you attain spiritually that relationships becomes like easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Maybe not exactly true, but there's a level of maturity you attain spiritually that you just know how you handle things with grace and poise. Like, there's no how hard hearted, how toughened a man will be that you cannot melt their heart. I can tell guys too, and older guys, and they soften, they listen to me. Their babes refer them to me, and I do a good job, right? Because I have learned and I'm still learning how to relate with men, how to manage men, high caliber of men, how to just massage their ego while still advising them and helping them make the right decisions. Do you understand? So yes, so one of the things you should look out for when you want to get married to someone is compatibility in vision and purpose. This is going to help you not to have problem in the future. What are we doing with our lives? It doesn't have to be suitability in profession. It doesn't have to be exactly the same thing, but it must have a common goal, right? It must have a common goal, shared interest, compatibility in vision and purpose. Another thing is shared spiritual goals and aligned vision, right? Does he want to go spiritually? If you are someone that wants to go spiritually, you should be able to get married to someone that wants to go spiritually, someone that won't make your life worse than nothing. Another thing is evidence of love and respect. Does this person really love and respect you? Can you see the evidence that they love and respect you? Or they talk you down? They say plenty things that does not build you up. That's a black flag, right? Another thing is peace and confirmation from God, right? If you're a believer, you want to confirm from God. I want to reach and confirm this is the peace you have in your heart, and also you want to pray about it. And this is very good. Whether whatever religion you are, praying for divine direction is going to really help you in any relationship you find yourself. Pray for divine direction. Always pray for divine direction. Another thing is always seek counsel. I'm a Christian and the Bible says that in the multitude of counsels there is safety. There is no way your desperation wants to get to the level your desperation wants to get to. If you have body counsels around you, they will guide you right. Your relationship is too delicate. Your life is too delicate to get married to the wrong person. Trust me, you are definitely going to spend more years as a married person than the years you spend as a single person. Don't joke with it. Don't joke with those years. Don't joke with your peace. Don't joke with your sanity. Don't joke with your future. Don't joke with your vision. Don't joke with the future for you. You are married for your future. You are married for your kids. You are married for the kingdom. Right? I say this specifically to believers. Right? So another thing to do is to examine your personal desire. What are those things you desire as a person? What are those things you desire in your partner? Right? Do they really matter? Right? Me personally, I like my guy to be very handsome, dark skin, not so dark, in between melanin and caramel. It does like my kind of color. Yes, I like my guy like my kind of color. Then he has biceps and triceps. He's not so chubby. He doesn't have hot belly. It's just like very balanced and picture perfect. You get I have this very aesthetic idea or picture I want my man to have, right? And I was looking out for it until I have to sit down to analyze my desire. That okay, what does this his height? Where does it fall into? Like, what is the importance of his height in the grand scheme of things? How is that height efficient? How is the his complexion going to affect my children mental psychology, be I am psychological um growth? How is physique, is bicep and tricep going to train godly children and quality kids? Like, I mean, just look at the personal desire and ensure that there are really things that will matter in the long run. Trust me, bicep and tricep does not build a home. Strength alone does not build a home. You need inner strength and growth to build a home. The person you have become, yes, the inner person you have become, the character that has been shaped, right, is what build a home, not just the physical appearance. I hope you'll be able to learn one or two things today. Thank you so much for joining. It was an absolute delight talking to you today. See you next Sunday. Bye.